Hello and welcome to this QTheme tutorial. In this video, we'll be going through the footer options and highlighting the main function of each one. To find the QTheme settings, ensure the Kirki plugin is enabled. Next, from the WordPress admin menu, under the Appearance menu item, click the Customize link to navigate to the WordPress Customizer. From there, open up the footer section. The QTheme allows you to build your footer using a dedicated grid. You can add the grid part you want it to contain and use a separate grid for mobile devices so that mobile visitors on your site have an optimal experience. On the top of this section, you will see a desktop and mobile switch as well as a grid control. These work identical to the main grid, so to learn more about the way these work, you can take a look at the separate tutorial we have for the grid settings. In this video, we'll be focusing on the extra settings that your footer contains and settings for some grid parts that are unique to the footer. The grid gap control works identically to the one found in the main grid and defines the gap between your grid parts. The max width control allows you to define the maximum width for your footer grid. By default, this field is empty, but if you want to build a boxed layout, you can do it by typing a CSS value here. Just like in other areas in the QTheme, you can use any valid CSS unit. Using the padding setting, you can apply the same padding to all grid parts in your footer. Use a single value with any valid CSS unit. Next, you can edit the background color for your footer. Individual grid parts can have their own background color, but setting a background color in this setting sets a global background for your footer. If your grid parts have a transparent background, then the background you define here will be visible underneath them. If the background for your footer grid parts is a solid color, then the background defined here will be visible through any empty areas that might exist in your grid or through the grid gap you have defined. Finally, you can add a top border in your footer. You can edit the thickness of this border as well as its color. To disable it, set the border top width setting to 0. Though the footer grid works identically to the main grid we saw in an earlier video, it contains different grid parts. The grid parts available in the footer grid are 4 widget areas, a copyright grid part, and a social media grid part. After you add your widget areas to the footer grid, you can edit the widgets they contain. To do that, navigate to the Widgets section in the WordPress Customizer, select the footer widget area you want to edit, and add or remove widgets. Please note that you will only be able to edit the widgets for widget areas that have already been added to your grid. Once all widgets have been added to the areas you want, you can return to the footer section. Click the Settings button in one of the footer widget areas in the grid to edit the options for that part. You can edit the background color, text color, and links color. If you select a background color, you'll notice that we automatically recommend text colors that ensure maximum readability and compliance with accessibility standards. You can select one of the recommended colors for your text or switch to the Custom Color tab to select another color. When selecting a color for your links, you will see notifications below the color selector informing you about the contrast with the background color as well as surrounding text. These notices contain information about whether the selected colors comply with international accessibility regulations or not, and should be taken under consideration if you want your site to be accessible by everyone. The copyright grid part allows you to enter some custom text and usually contains the copyright for your website. After you add the copyright grid part to your footer grid, click its settings icon to edit its options. Here, you can edit the background color, text color, and links color similarly to what we did for the widget areas. The font size control allows you to change the size of the text you enter and is proportionate to the font size used for your body typography, so a value of 1 will be the same size as your main content. In the text alignment control, you can select whether you want your copyright text to be aligned to the left, center, or right. Finally, in the copyright text control, you can enter any text or custom HTML you would like to use. Next, we'll take a look at the social icons grid part. After you add it to the footer grid, click its settings button to edit its options. On the top of this section, you'll find a field where you can add, remove, and edit your social networks. To add a new social icon, click the Add Icon button. Then select the icon you want and enter your URL. To edit an existing icon, you can click on it to edit the selected icon and URL. Next, you can edit the size and padding of your icons. These sizes are proportionate to your main font size, and the padding setting will change the distance between icons. In the background color and icons color settings, you can edit the colors for this grid part. Finally, to change the horizontal alignment of your icons, you can use the icons alignment option. This concludes our tutorial about the QTheme footer settings. If you have any questions or need assistance, please create a ticket and our team will gladly answer your questions and provide any assistance required.